Good morning, children. Have a great and pleasant morning today. We are having online class 7. This is the 7th class of our virtual classes, online classes. We are having science subject today. We are in chapter number 13. So far we have finished till chapter number 12. Chapter number 13 is the last chapter of this textbook. So chapter number 13 is natural calamities. Today I am going to explain the page numbers 105, 106 and 107. Okay, so you have to read from the textbook. You have to follow me, my explanation. After that I will circulate you the PDF. You can read that PDF also. That is your work today. Let us begin the chapter today. You will now learn about earthquake, volcanic eruption, flood and cyclone, drought, landslide. So after reading this chapter, you come to know what are earthquakes, what is volcanic eruption, what do you mean by flood and cyclones, what is drought, what are landslides. Let us move to the next slide. Nature is a blessing. Is it or not? Nature is a blessing. Wherever you go, you can see the different landforms, the beauty of the nature, the mountains, the plantations and everything. It is a beautiful gift given by the Almighty. Okay, nature provides us with several resources. It has stored many resources like water, like air, wind and the other resources, the minerals, which all these things we are getting from the nature. Nature sustains life on earth. Because of the support of the nature, our life, the living beings are sustained on the surface of the earth. But it is also one of the biggest causes of destruction. So there are some destructions, some drawbacks of from the causes of the nature. Let us learn about the drawbacks, the destructions which are caused by our nature. Okay, disasters caused by nature are called natural calamities. So what do you mean by natural calamities? Natural calamities means the disasters, the destructions which are caused by the nature in the form of the heavy blowing wind and lot of water, flooding, these things. Let us learn all these things in detail. They cause damage to human life and property. So all the natural calamities causes more damage to the human life. They may cause the death of the humankind and they will destroy the properties like the buildings and the structures can be destructed because of the natural calamities. Okay, then you must have heard these words about earthquakes, cyclones, tsunamis, etc. They kill people and destroy things all over the world. You know these words like earthquakes, like cyclones, tsunamis, hurricanes, typhoons and floods. All these are the natural disasters. They will kill the people and they will destroy the property of the humankind. Let us study about them in detail. Okay, first we'll start with the earthquake. So what do you mean by earthquake? An earthquake is a sudden shaking in the earth's crust. You know that the toppermost layer of the earth is known as what? Earth's crust. So if the shaking or movement, sudden movement on the surface of the earth is known as what? Earthquake. Okay, it is caused by sudden movements under the surface of the earth. The causes of this earthquake is because of the sudden movements that have taken place under the surface of the earth. Some earthquakes are weak. These can be barely felt. Some earthquakes, the movement shaking is very weak, so it can be barely felt. It cannot be felt easily. But some are violent. They can cause great damage. Okay, some earthquakes are what? Very violent and they can cause great damage, like the breakage of buildings and the breakage of the road, landforms, destruction of the buildings, destruction of all these buildings. These kind of situations are known as what? The violent earthquakes. Let us move to the next part. The study of earthquake is called seismology. The study of the earthquake is called seismology. The scientists, those who study about the earthquake and their causes are this kind of studies known as what? Seismology. Okay, earthquakes are measured by instruments called seismographs and are measured on the Richter scale. So the earthquakes are measured by a special instrument. The name of the instrument is known as what? Seismograph, and they are measured with the Richter scale. Richter scale is the measuring device. Okay, so what can we do when an earthquake occurs? How we can make safety during the earthquake situation, that we will discuss in this part. Okay, walk out of your house and move to an open area. You might have seen in many videos, whenever there is a tremor or earthquake, the people are rushing out of the building, they are coming out of the building and they are staying on the road. You might have seen in the news articles or in the news videos. Okay, so what you have to do? Walk out of your house and move to an open area. Next, if you are unable to move out, take cover under a table to protect yourself from falling objects. So if you cannot move out of your house, you are locked there, so you have to take the shelter. How you will take the shelter? You have to move to the corner of the building to protect yourself, or you have to just go under any tables or anything, so that your head and your body will be protected and saved. So this is the safety measure. Another one is do not stand under trees. Do not stand under trees. When you stand under trees, the trees may fall on you, so you should not take the shelter under the tree during the earthquake. And do not stand under the electric poles. When you stand under the electric poles may fall and they will cause electric shock. Or do not stand under the tall buildings, as they can fall on you. Do not enter a building immediately after an earthquake. So after an earthquake, when you see the tremor or shake in the building, you are coming out of the building, you should not go enter the building after the earthquake. So you have to take some time to enter the building. Small tremors called aftershocks shake the ground even after an earthquake. Even after an earthquake, there are some aftershocks. The small shakes will be there. Okay, tremors. So these tremors also may cause injury to you, so you should not immediately enter to your building after the earthquake. There was a very severe earthquake in Bhuj, Gujarat. Gujarat is a state, it's a province in India. There is a location in Gujarat, the name of the location is Bhuj. Okay, on 26th of January 2001, 26th of January 2001, almost 20 years back, more than 20,000 people died. More than 20,000 people died because of the earthquake in India, and over 8 lakh houses were destroyed in it. Some 8 lakh houses were destroyed during this earthquake. This is an incident. Next, let us go to the next topic. Next topic is volcanic eruption. We learned in the previous chapter also about our planet. In that planet, we learned about what is lava, how the lava oozes out from the cracks, how it forms the mountains. We learned all these things. Now we are going to learn about the volcanic eruptions. What does it mean? Sometimes molten rocks are forced out of cracks from the Earth's crust, accompanied with lots of smoke and ash. So what will happen? The molten rocks which is under the Earth's crust, what will happen? It will be forced out through the small cracks on the Earth's crust, and they will oozes out, okay, with a lot of smoke and ash. This situation, this is called what? Lava. We know that the molten form of the rocks is known as what? Lava. It is very hot and causes great damage to life and property. So it is causes what? Great damage, and it causes many damage and loss to the properties. So when you go to Japan, you can find, if you have any friends in Japan, they might have known about the frequent volcanic eruptions. So these kind of activity is known as what? Volcanic eruption. Let us move to next one. Next one is tsunami. Tsunami means what? Tsunami means harbor waves. Tsunami means harbor waves. Tsunami is caused by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, etc. Okay, so what do you mean by tsunami? Tsunami means harbor waves. Harbor wave means the waves, the high tides that will destroy the seashore. That kind of waves are known as what? Tsunami. So okay, tsunami is caused by undersea earthquakes, the earthquakes which happens under the under the floor of the sea, and the volcanic eruption which is happening under the sea, they will cause us the tsunami. These waves can be as high as 20 to 30 meters. The height of the waves is more than 20 to 30 meters. Just imagine how tall the waves are, and it is like a huge building, and travel up to 1000 kilometer per hour. The speed of the waves is 1000 kilometer per hour. In 1 hour they can travel 1000 kilometers. So just imagine the speed, and they causes the great damage to the surrounding areas, the coastal areas. The tsunami that hits the coast of India and some other countries on the Indian coastline on December 26, 2004. On December 26, 2004, there is a natural disaster because of the tsunami that hits the coastlines of India and the Indian Ocean countries. Okay, and it killed more than it killed about 3 lakh people and made thousands homeless. So it killed more than 3 lakh people and it made thousands of people homeless. Let us go to the next title is flood and cyclone. During rainy season, when there is excessive rainfall, water in the river rises above the banks and flows into nearby lands, causing floods. Okay, during the monsoon season or during the heavy rainfall season, there is a excessive rainfall. So what will happen if there are no proper drainage system or no flow of water? They will stay. The excessive rain water will flood in the river, and the excess water will enter the nearest river banks, and it will enter the whole city or whole village. It causes the floods. In such times, water supply, communication systems and electric lines get affected. During this season, what will happen? The transportation system, the communication systems, the electrical poles, they will break down. The communications lines, they will be distracted, and the supply of water will be affected during the floods. Floods means what? It is the excessive rainfalls causes flooding on the roads and the cities. That is known as what? Flood. Okay, there is a shortage of food water. There is a shortage of food water during this during the flood, and people cannot come out of the house because of the excess water which will be stored outside of the buildings. So due to unhygienic conditions, diseases like there should be some unhygienic conditions during the floods. So what will happen during that time? There are diseases like typhoid, malaria, etc. spread and causes epidemics. They will cause the epidemic diseases. Next, let us move to the next part is cyclone. Cyclone is a very strong wind. Cyclone is what? It is a very strong wind which is accompanied with heavy rains in coastal areas. So flooding is caused by cyclone. So what do you mean by cyclone? Cyclone is a very strong wind accompanied with heavy rains in coastal areas. That is known as what? Flooding. Okay, this is enough for today's class. We have learned about the part of the chapter. The part of the chapter is what are earthquakes, how they have. First we learned about the natural calamities. What are the natural calamities? Like earthquakes, cyclones, tsunamis. We learned about the earthquakes. The destruction by shaking in the ground causes the destruction is known as the earthquakes. Then we learned about the study of the earthquakes like seismology, and the instrument which is used to measure the earthquakes like seismograph and the Richter scale. So what are the precautions to be taken during the earthquake, how you have to save yourself during the earthquake, and what do you mean by a volcanic eruption, how it happens, and what are the harbor waves, tsunamis. Okay, let us continue the chapter and we learned about the floods and cyclones. Let us continue this chapter in the next class. Take care of your health, boys. Stay at home, take care of your health. Have a wonderful and pleasant day. Goodbye.